Hi guys, Montrose here, and I'm gonna just discuss The Walking Dead Season 8, The All Out War. And I'm gonna talk about it in its entirety. So, pretty much, Season 8 is the All Out War season. This is Rick versus Negan. This is the battle for the new world and what Rick and his group want to achieve to have a better life for themselves. So we start off, and the season starts off with Rick and them wanting to attack the sanctuary and trap Negan and his people in the sanctuary, and they do so. They start attacking the outpost as well. Unfortunately, though, Ezekiel loses a lot of his people. He also loses his pet tiger Shiva. Um, but Rick and them do achieve stopping Negan and them getting this Gatling gun that would be easy to wipe out a whole bunch of walkers and keeping them trapped in the sanctuary. Daryl and Rick have a lot of disagreements about what they want to do with the saviors. Rick wants to try and save some of them. Daryl wants just to kill all of them. So does Maggie. And Rick kind of wants to kill them all too, but once he finds that when Rick kills one of the saviors, he finds out that one of the saviors has a daughter, and he ends up killing this little girl's father, unfortunately. And this is what starts making Rick change his mind about killing all of them and trying to spare some. Uh, we also run into an old character from the first season, Morales, but he's wiped out very fast. Um, which is too bad and too sad because fans have been asking where is Morales, but we found that he's a savior and his family ended up dying, and he's been serving Negan ever since. Unfortunately, um, after dealing with that, unfortunately Rick gets captured at the junkyard because he goes to the junkyard to try and talk to Jadis and get her to change her mind about joining his side and not joining Negan. But Jada isn't having it. But Rick finally convinces her to, come aboard. Rick gets back to Sanctuary and finds out that all the saviors are gone, and this is because Daryl took it upon himself to run a truck through the Sanctuary to try and get some of the walkers in. Uh, but the saviors push back to get out. Carl finds this survivor out in the woods. His name is Sadiq. He ends up being a very useful person later. He ends up being a doctor. We find out that he's a doctor, and unfortunately, trying to get Sadiq back to Alexandria, Carl gets bit by a walker, and because Carl's bit, he tells he tells Sadiq, "Look, just stay down here until I can talk to my father." And because Carl now knows that he's bit, he spends his final days. Well, his final day, not days. He's spending his final day. He hangs out with his sister, and he writes letters to say goodbye to everyone just in case, he doesn't get to see them again. But he does get to see his father again before he passes away, and he tries to tell his father, you know, some kind words before he dies, and I'll get into that in a minute. But Negan is out. He's come to Alexandria. He's come to attack it and to destroy it. We'll bomb it a little bit, bomb it up a little bit. And Gavin has taken his men to the kingdom, and he has taken over the kingdom. Simon has stopped Maggie on the road from getting to the sanctuary, so we have that problem. And Rick and Negan get to a scuffle. Rick gets away. He finds Michonne. Michonne takes him down into the sewer where Carl has led all the other Alexandrians, and he finds out that everyone's safe and alive. But Carl reveals that he has been bitten, and unfortunately, that means he is going to die, and that means Rick loses his son this season. This is a very poor decision, in my personal opinion, this season to have Carl die. like this, but hey, this is what Gimple wanted to do. So Carl says goodbye to his little sister. Carl says goodbye to everyone else. He says his final words to his father and Michonne, and then he passes away. Rick buries Carl and makes his way back to Hilltop. But before he goes to Hilltop, he stops by the junkyard, and this is where we find out that Simon has killed all of the scavengers, but he left Jadis alive. And Jadis tells Rick this and tells her how she shows him how she grinded them all up. Well, later after he leaves, she grinds them all up in this grinder that she has. And Rick tells Negan that Carl has passed away, and Rick pretty much chastises him for it and tells him, you failed as a leader and you failed as a father. Daryl gets the Alexandrians to the Hilltop. Rick finally makes it to the Hilltop, and they start planning for their second attack on the Saviors. The Saviors and Negan have been also planning, because they found out that Maggie has killed one of the Saviors and put them in this crate. Damn it, phone. In the crate. Negan has decided to take walkers and put their guts all over melee weapons and use it to attack the people at the Hilltop. Simon really isn't happy about that. Simon really just wants to kill all of them and end it. But Negan, so we're having a Simon and Negan feud, and Simon is plotting to kill Negan. That's pretty what he wants. He wants Negan dead so that he can take over. So Rick finds out where Negan is, and Simon sees that Rick is there. Simon sees a car about to ram into Negan, but he doesn't do anything about it. Rick slams into Negan, and him and Negan go off and have their little scuffle, while Simon continues his way to Hilltop, and he deals with that. And naturally, Negan doesn't get killed by Rick in this moment. Rick sets Lucille on fire and starts fighting with Negan, but naturally Negan ain't dying in episode 12. So Negan gets away, but Jadis captures him and gets knocked out. Rick makes his way back to Hilltop. He makes his way back to Hilltop to find out that Simon has attacked. And they pretty much chase Simon and them out. A lot of the not Gavin, because Gavin's dead. Thanks to Morgan. Morgan killed Gavin, not Gavin. Simon's men killed Tobin, and Tobin's dying from an infection because he was cut by one of the weapons, and so now he turns to a walker and starts eating everyone, a lot of people, and then those people just reanimate and start eating more people. So once they take care of that situation, then they deal with the escaped Saviors that Henry let out. Morgan and Rick deal with that situation. They come back. Rick finally reads the letter that Carl had left him. Michonne reads Negan the letter that Carl wrote for him, but Negan's not having it. Negan, after being captured by Jadis and dealing with that and escaping her, and coming back home and dealing with Simon and killing him, and outing Dwight as the traitor, just like because Laura. When Negan was coming back home to the sanctuary, Laura told Negan that Dwight was the one who turned on them and ratted them out and betrayed them pretty much. So Negan says, look, no more talk. We're going to settle this once for all. We're going to end this. So in the finale, you have Rick talking to Siddiq, and Siddiq tells Rick, Carl died, trying to, help me honor my mom. And Rick says, "Thank you for telling me this." For him, it made him feel better knowing that his son died for a good cause. They all start going out to the field to deal with this final showdown with Negan. Even though, and Rick thinks that he has the right plans and map out where Negan's gonna be, but he doesn't know that Negan gave Dwight fake plans. So Rick runs right into a trap unknown to him. They get out to the field. Jerry points out that he sees a herd of walkers out in the distance. He asks, "Well, have you ever seen a herd that big?" And Rick says, "No, things are changing." They get out there. Negan gets all cocky, thinking he has the upper hand. Unknowns to Negan that Eugene had sabotaged the ammunition because when Rosita and Daryl kidnapped Eugene, Rosita chastised him for having no balls and not doing anything. And so when he gets back and gets away from him and gets back, he tells Gabriel, "Look, you follow my lead and you do as I say. And we're gonna get these bullets done." It comes to fruition that Eugene sabotaged the bullets for the guns to explode, so the guns explode. And then Rick and them start, attacking the rest of the Saviors. Laura says, "No, look, stop. We surrender." Rick continues to chase after Negan. They have their final confrontation, their final scuffle. And then Rick tries to plead with Negan, tell him that, look, this fight doesn't have to continue. Carl said, that this doesn't have to be fight anymore. Things can be better. Negan says, look, Negan's not really trying to hear that. He gives Rick 10 seconds to try and, to plead his case, but he's just not hearing. He says, Carl was wrong. And Rick says, no, Carl was right. This doesn't have to be this way. And they have a emotional look at one another, and Rick just cuts Negan's neck open, and Negan just goes, well, look what you did. Carl didn't know a damn thing. And he passes out because he's losing a lot of blood. And so now Rick tells Siddiq to go heal him, go save him. Go heal him, go save him. Maggie's not happy about that at all. And Rick just pleads his case that, look, we have to be better, we have to do better, do better, we can't just kill all of them, Negan's alive, but his ways of doing things is done. We need to come together. There has to be something after. And he pretty much, makes his case for the new world. Rosita brings a bus of people to the sanctuary to start helping them fix that up. Morgan decides to leave. Morgan does a nice little crossover to the sister show, Fear the Walking Dead. So he's leaving the show. He doesn't die, he just leaves. Rick allows Anne to come back to the... Jade is what she calls herself, Anne. She comes back to Alexandria. Maggie, tells Jesus and Daryl that, Rick was right for keeping the Saviors alive, but he was wrong for what he did about Negan. And so, we're going to buy our time, but then we're going to show him. Rick and Michonne explain to Negan that you're going to be kept alive as a prisoner. We're not going to harm you. We're not going to kill you. But you're going to rot in a cell for the rest of your life. And then the season ends with Rick writing a letter to his son and telling him, this is all because of you. I remember the walks we used to take together. I remember it all. You brought me to the new. You were bringing all of us to this new world. You made it real. I was there. I remember, and he ended up saying, you know, Dad, and that's the end of the season. This season to me, the All Out War season to me was decent. It wasn't the way it should. Really, Carl's death is really what brings this whole season down. But it's better than season 7. Not by much, you know, because saying that is like it's season 7 was so bad that really anything else compared to it would be better. So I'm saying that's not saying much, but it was a little better. But Scott Gimple is no longer showrunner now. We now have a new showrunner now, and Angela Kang. She's doing, so far, we're 3 episodes into the new season 9. And it's phenomenal so far. I'm really enjoying what she's done. It really is sad though that Carl's dead, and especially now that we're losing Rick in 2 more episodes. Rick only has 2 more episodes left of The Walking Dead. You know, he's only in 5 episodes of season 9, and so it's sad to see him go. But I'm happy for Andrew Lincoln. He gave us 8 years, or 8.5, or should I say not 8.5, 8.25, because he's leaving episode 5. He gave us 8.25 of entertainment, and he wants to go home and be with his family and be with his kids, and so you can't blame the guy for that. He's gonna be missed but not forgotten, and I just hope the show can survive without Rick Grimes. But more talk on season 9 when I finish watching this front half. That'll be the very next video. Well, actually, the very next video I'm going to upload is my review of the premiere of season 9. And then the video right after that will be the video of me discussing the entire front half of season 9. So, that's it for season 8. The DVD and Blu-ray release was very lackluster this season, but whatever, and it really looked, it didn't look like it was very lackluster with the special features this season. No deleted scenes, and I have no idea why not, with season 8 being the episode that aired the 100th episode. This was the 100th episode of The Walking Dead. They should have marketed the release of the Blu-ray with that. It should have been posted on all of the boxes and all that. I don't know what they were thinking. It's like they didn't care with this season. No uncensored Negan, no deleted scenes, no making of anything. We only got 3 commentaries, and only one of them was on the right episode. No commentary for episode 1. I don't understand that. No commentary. Well, I halfway understand no commentary for episodes 8 or 9 because they do a whole featurette about Carl. But still, we should have had a commentary for those 2 episodes. The episodes that should have had commentaries were episode 1, episode 8, episode 9, episode 16. Those are the 4 remaining. But no, you give us one for episodes 3 and 4, and then 16. But anyway, that's all I have to say about season 8. Like I say, a better season than season 7, but like I say, not much. So I'll be back. I'll upload. I already pre-recorded season 9's premiere video, so that'll go up right after I upload this one, and I'll be back later on to do the entire front half of season 9. You'll have a nice day. See you then. Bye.